Welcome, football fans! Today, we are taking a look back at an absolute thriller of an international friendly as the United States men's national team travels to Cologne to take on the reigning World Cup champions, Germany. There is always an extra layer of drama when these two nations meet.
12th minute, Germany breaks the deadlock. A brilliant piece of build-up play carves open the American back line, and it's Mario Götze who finds himself in the perfect position. He keeps his cool, slots it home, and just like that, it's 1-0 to Die Mannschaft. What a goal! That was done with class. The home crowd is rocking, and the U.S. faces an uphill battle early on. They need to dig deep here and find a way to disrupt Germany's rhythm before this game gets away from them.
Just watch the run in slow motion. The composure from Götze is out of this world, and the vision to deliver the pass into the back of the net in such a manner is absolutely brilliant. Just watch the run in slow motion. The composure from number 14, Patrick Herrmann, to drive forward and deliver the pass in such a manner is brilliant. And Götze finishing it off is out of this world. Especially with U.S. coach Jürgen Klinsmann facing off against his former assistant and current German manager, Joachim Löw.
Shape, trying to weather the early storm, but when you give world-class players even an inch of space, they will punish you. They absolutely will. And right there, in just the Americans aren't just here to defend. They start finding their footing, transition quicker in midfield, and begin to pose a threat on the counter-attack. Look at this brilliant run by Aron Johansson. He creates a pocket of space, lets fly with a bold attempt, but just misses the target. It's a clear warning shot to the German defense that the US is still very much alive in this contest. Germany's Schürrle with a powerful shot that goes just wide, but what a fantastic effort! The way he made that run from the right, combined with his perfect understanding of exactly when to shoot, really tells you the incredible caliber of player he is.
Just watch the run in slow motion. The composure from number 14, Patrick Herrmann, to drive forward and deliver the pass in such a manner is brilliant. And Götze finishing it off is out of this world.
And there's Schweinsteiger with the tactical foul to break up the American counterattack. It's an incredibly intuitive piece of defending. He knew exactly what he was doing, taking one for the team in a dangerous position to completely halt the opponent's momentum. Friendly or not, neither of these teams wanted to drop this one, making for an incredibly entertaining display of football in Cologne. Götze's early brilliance set the tone, but the resilience shown by the U.S. kept everyone on the edge of their seats. Now look at this, an absolutely brilliant build-up play by the U.S. It all starts way back in their own half, building out from the back with a driving run right into the box area before the final shot pushes just wide. Beautiful football. If the U.S. wants to win this, we need to see much more from that guy. Come on, guys, bring on the pressure. No pressure, no win. It is as simple as that. The U.S. should keep doing exactly that, pressuring the ball, hunting it down, and forcing Germany into mistakes. As expected, Germany looks to establish control early, shifting the ball with that trademark precision. The U.S. is forced into a What an incredible build-up play by the German machines! The string of passes leading up to that moment is absolutely commendable. And that pass from the number 19, Götze, that was a class of its own. Schürrle tried his best to make solid contact with the header, but the goalkeeper was absolutely ready for it. Bam! It lands right in his hands.
Germany rolls out a star-studded squad looking to dominate possession on home soil. Meanwhile, Klinsmann's USA side is looking to prove they can go toe-to-toe with the absolute best in the world. The atmosphere in Cologne is electric. The pitch is perfect. That tic-tac, tiki-taka play from the German side is pure beauty to watch. But let's talk about that brilliant interception from the U.S. defenders. They read it perfectly, stepped up, and shut down the danger. Just fantastic play all around from both teams. What a match, what an atmosphere, and what a showcase of international football. Thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments what your favorite moment of the match was. See you next time.